my YouTube channel. If you are coming for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you're here for the second time, well honey, you know what's up. Welcome. And please, if you haven't subscribed, guys, please subscribe. We're trying to grow, we're trying to go on to the next level. So guys, the only way to do that is if you actually subscribe. Guys, I've noticed that the subscriptions are growing like quite slowly, but they are growing. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed, and to those of you who haven't but are watching this video, please do subscribe. Please do subscribe. I'd like to apologize for not creating any content, you know, for the week. Yo guys, I've been so drained. I don't know, I think there's something going around, but like I've been like really drained, and I've been like so tired, and I've been speaking to a lot of people around me, and they've been feeling like pretty much the same. So yeah guys, please stay tuned. There will be more content being uploaded, but thank you so much to everybody who's been supporting. Thank you everybody who's actually been hoping for the best for this channel and wanting it to grow. So today I want to talk about a topic that I've noticed has been swinging around. I want to talk about the idea of the world that we live in terms of the male and female counterparts. Okay, it hit me that, you know, I think our issues are now beyond the whole feminism and, you know, patriarchy in our society. Now, feminism is a person who believes in like economic equality, political equality, you know, just equality amongst the sexes, and you know, people who are for females getting equal opportunity as males, and not getting paid less at work or being considered less for promotions and so on and so forth, you know, just because she's female. And patriarchy is basically believing that, you know, men are like the head of everything. Men are the head of the household. Women should be in the kitchen. You know, they just don't take the female counterpart seriously when it comes into the you know, the corporate world. You know, women have their place type of thing, you know. And I think it stems back from, you know, like years ago, you know, like how our grandfathers and how their grandfathers lived. And I think it's all over actually. It's not just within the black community. You find patriarchy in the white community, the Indian community, the you know, the Islam, you know, it's everywhere, you know. So it's not even just a construct that just exists in your own community or in your own religion or whatever you would like to equate it to. I thought to myself, we live in a time where it's just beyond now that, you know, it's getting more to a point where I feel there's just some type of hatred. Like, I think men hate, there's some men who legit hate women, and there are some women who legit hate men. Okay, so the term for men that hate women is called misogyny, and the term for women who hate men, did I say? Okay, the term for men who hate women is misogyny, and the term for women that hate men is misandry. Okay, now this is a problem because it is the main reason for the rise in gender-based violence. It is the reason for relationships falling apart. And mind you, this type of hatred is quite eminent on social media. Okay, people joke about it, like batlaw herda. People joke about it and say jolo utlawnisa. You know, people legit joke about it, and Stingy Men Association, and you know. But I think it's slowly getting to a point where women are hating men. You see it in the way they talk about men. Men are trash, you know. there's just nothing good that a lot of women now see in men. And men as well, they look at women and, oh, women are just what? Women are hoes, women are gold diggers, you know, women are this, women are that. For me, it's heading towards the hatred aspect. And I think that is the beginning of just, I don't know how this can be rectified. You know, sometimes we talk about things, and sometimes we talk about things to find solutions. I'm actually at a point where I'm like, I don't know if there's a solution to this. I don't know if there will ever come a time where men could look at women and appreciate women for who and what they are, and women can look at men and appreciate men for who and what they are. First and foremost, we're all human, okay? Of course, we do have differences between men and women, but at the same time, I just feel like the differences were made so grand because of how patriarchy was created back in the day. And then it was just like, oh, women are this way and men were just created that way. But I think if you have to strip it down to the T, we all have the same emotions, we just deal with them differently. And because of how we've been constructed by society, we are all expected to act differently when it comes to certain issues. And that is why I think, you know, men have adopted a way of acting the way they are, and women have adopted a way of being and acting the way they are. You know, oh goodness, it's I don't think it's a cute look at all. I think if we were to have the conversation, I would literally just talk about, first and foremost, looking at a person as an individual. Okay, let's forget the fact that A is a female and B is a male. You know, let's look at a person as an individual. Okay, I think it's time we look at people as weaknesses and strengths, who they are, what they believe, and what they're about. Okay, that's one of the first things, you know, that we need to start taking into consideration. Because if I just come towards someone and before I even open my mouth, they already have a preconceived idea about me because I'm a female. And if a male comes, you already have a preconceived idea of what they are because they are male. So I think part and parcel of fixing the problem is fixing that. And then we also need to look at corrective measures. Okay, so if I say to men, you know, let me not say it in general because we're not all the same, that's generalizing. But if men could accept criticism from a woman's perspective, like if I say to a man, no, you're too aggressive, or no, you're too pushy, or no, I feel like you're very, you're speaking, you're demeaning in the way you're speaking to me, etc. If we could have those conversations and be okay with being corrected, that's the start. Instead of being aggressive, instead of the person you're trying to correct be aggressive and then call you a feminist. Because there are men like that. Like if you tell them why, if you have this conversation, you're like, why is it that it's A, B, C, and D? And then men will be like, there you come with your feminist talk. It's not my feminist talk. You know, these are conversations we need to have because we're living in the world and the society in which we live in. You know, what's expected of me as a female is not the same as what was expected of me as a female years back. Okay, I'm expected to have my own, get my own money, be independent. At the same time, I'm expected to be a wife, cook every night, take care of the kids. You know what I mean? And I think that is just unfair. Let's talk about this and say, you know what, honey, now we're both working, we both work this amount of hours a day. Maybe if the man comes home early from work, why don't you start cooking? And if you are a female and you notice that the tap is broken, try and see if you can fix it or call the plumber. Take out the trash, do the garden, pay for the bills. If your husband is running short on cash for some odd reason, pay the bills. Not this whole thing of I'm keeping my money because it's mine, just because you're a woman. I think we should have those corrective, and for women shouldn't turn around and say, oh, he's a stingy man for asking or for expecting his wife to pay the bills if he's short on money because maybe they're working on a particular project, or maybe there's been a cut down of the bonus because, well, COVID hit. And now you as the woman can see, Wuti, the bills aren't coming right, things are a little bit of a struggle. Pay the damn bill. Goodness, it's your house too, it's your home too, it's your family too. Take responsibility. You want to be treated equally elsewhere, but then you come home and it's a double standard. Why? You know what I mean? I just am so tired of double standards, because I'm not gonna lie, used to believe that men should provide and men should do this, and I should just flatter my eyes and just look pretty and be protected and whatever. Why? Who said that? So, oh well, that's how the way it is, that's just how women were created. Did God give you a manual of how a woman are supposed to be? Okay, you read the Bible. Okay, well, the Bible says that the man must take care of his family, the woman must, the husband is the head of the household, and so on and so forth. But then you're making more money than him. Maybe he hasn't found a job. He's the head of the house. In what way, shape or form? I think instead of taking the Bible's context into a literal sense, why don't we use it to counsel our relationships and learn how to communicate with one another? Okay, if you feel that he's your man and he protects you and you have all those good feelings, then learn how to be humble when you speak to him. And vice versa, the man must learn how to be humble to his woman. He must learn how to communicate to his woman. There needs to be I think what the Bible was saying is there needs to be a mutual respect. And in the relationship, whatever role that you both decide to assume, you guys need to be respected for that role. And just because one is acting a particular role, if you're happy with the role you're playing, then don't switch up on Wednesday and think that, well, she's a domestic housewife, so I can treat her anyhow. You can't be bitter because of that. You can't turn around and be like, you lazy, when are you this, or when are you, and start abusing the poor person mentally, physically, and emotionally. Just because you take care of the bills. That doesn't give you the right to abuse anyone or tell the person that they're less than or make them feel less than. It was an agreement you agreed to. So respect that person for what they bring into the relationship. And also, if you are not doing anything, maybe you're a housewife. I'm not saying housewives don't do anything. They play very important roles. They raise families and they create homes. Okay, just whichever way you decide to look at it, it is the way it is. But like, if your husband's providing everything, don't be so hard on the poor person. Like, don't be like, oh, when are you not providing? I want this, oh, and then just start being hard on the person and constantly yelling at the person and being spoiled, being a spoiled brat. Like, nah. I think we need to have those uncomfortable conversations, and we need to start reevaluating what relationships are and what they're about. And it shouldn't be called gender roles anymore. Relationships function because certain people have a way in which they relate to one another. My relationship may not be the same as the next person's relationship. What keeps it working may not be the same thing that keeps our relationship working. What the one person may need out of their relationship is different from what I need out of my relationship. Okay, so whatever works. But it shouldn't be hard and fast that I'm expected to do this and I'm expected to do that. And if I don't do that, then I failed as a wife. Or if he doesn't do that, then he's failed as a husband. If he doesn't, you know, give you allowance every month, he's a stingy man and he can't take care of me. Maybe 1,000 lakh for allow. There is no 1,000 for you for an allowance. If you want 1,000 rand to go shopping, go work for it. Find a way, and then stop hating on the person. I think it stems just from these expectations that society has, and maybe back then it was easier because usually family units were maintained. Now people have babies with people and leave the poor child with the mother, and now the child grows up with daddy issues, or the child is adopted and doesn't know who the mother is, or the child was left by the mother, was raised by the father got remarried and then got abused by the stepmother. You know, we live in a society with different dimensions. Whether you're a woman or female or male, you're expected to go graduate, get a degree, find a job, you know, you just be an asset. And now at the same time, I must be cooking and I must be cleaning and I must look fly and I must, you know, come on, guys. And then you expect really for us to not hate each other. Let's have honest conversations. Let's have corrective methods which are building. Men are not trash. Their behavior, some of them is quite trashy, but they are not trash. Let's mind how we relate and revert to one another. And stop. Women are hating men because men are not giving them money, and men are not hating women because women are expecting them to give them money. And you know, it's just, you know, let's have these conversations, and let's, yeah. And the other thing, you know, if I'm a woman and I've slept with 20 guys and a man has slept with like 30, the guy is like, oh well, he's a guy, you know, I went through my whole stage, ha ha ha. And then if you're a woman and you slept with like 20 guys, it's like, yo, girl, you know, you're a hoe. You know, how many dicks have been up that vagina? Like, that is why I just hate double standards, because I just feel like they just meant to oppress a particular group in certain situations so that it can suit particular people. And I think we need to stop. These double standards need to stop. We need to see each other as equal counterparts, and we need to respect each other for what we bring to the table. You know, this misogyny, you know, misogynistic times we live in, where men are killing women and abusing women and just, you know, making women feel like they just bitches and they deserve nothing, you know, but and this whole notion of, oh, men are just trash and men ain't good for nothing and men don't deserve anything. That's just propelling hatred talk. And you see it amongst huge social media influencers and people who, it has a deep psychological effect. And I think it's about time we stop this. It's not good for anyone. I can't open social media all the time and be told that I'm trash, you know, that I don't deserve anything, that women are what, you know. I don't like it personally, and I know that there's other people who feel the same way. And you start to think, oh, so men think this way about us women? Well, guess what we think about you? Trash. Nah, I think it's gotta time out. It's gotta time out, and we need to start having proper conversations with one another, because it is an ill in our society. Homes are broken, people are hurt, people are killed, you know. It's something has to be done about it, and these conversations just need to happen. Anyway, I think I've overshared. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Please leave a comment down below on what you think we should actually start talking more about. What should we start engaging more about? What would you like to talk about? And drop a comment, and child, best believe I'll be on that. Okay, so please also, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Guys, please subscribe. Okay, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Much love. Goodbye, honeys. Bye.